They say I'm live again. This is Big Gene from Raw Deal, the last big night. Now we have cooking and conversation. Today is Thursday, so you know we're gonna have some conversation. Today's show is Alpo sanctioned Diddy for the same gang, the paid in full version. The reason I'm calling this the paid in full version because I'm going to give y'all the atmosphere of Harlem, what Harlem was looking like, what Harlem was about, and how Diddy came about, and how some of the things Alpo was doing for the same gang before he went out to DC. This is before he went out to DC, and if he was going out to DC, we didn't know where he was going at the time, because I was everywhere. Just put it that way. But he was a financier to the same gang back when D Ferg was doing his thing for the industry. Everybody know at this time, I didn't put it out there enough. D Ferg was the one of the top leaders of the same gang. That's ASAP Ferg's father. It was, the start and original founders is myself, D Ferg, Mike Cock, which is Mike Owens' son, danced for Beyonce for a long time. Rick Dog, Tone Wop. You see, he had a song about Tone Wop, do the Tone Wop. And you had Tab, Alpo speaks highly of Tab, in some of his major interviews. We also had Rick Dog. So it was Rick Dog, Tone Wop, Tab, me, D Ferg, and Mike Cock, Mike Owens, who was the original founders and the members of the same gang. I remember when we was in St. John's Cathedral, is a church, and we was in the basement. D Ferg rented out a spot down there where he used to first print his T-shirts before he got his shop on 145th Street. So before I start this story off, I want to give a special shout out to a few people, who've been supporting me a whole lot. I want to give a special shout out to the Cash App people who, has been looking out, and I really appreciate that. That's been Charles Miller. Thank you for your Cash App. Christopher White, thank you also. And Black out there in Elizabeth City through Chanel, send me a large Cash App. I appreciate that, Black. And I understand, brother, that you don't be doing this stuff like that. You don't be on the internet, and you don't be doing the Cash App stuff like that. But I'm glad you found the way, to send me something. I really appreciate that. You can also now, my man set it up for the people who was asking for the when you do it through the channel. I think that's some kind of cash. Yo, Cash, help me out if you're listening to me. I didn't even forgot the name of it when people do it through the channel, and they send you money through the channel. And also thanks for Jerry Lewis out there in Miami. Jerry, you've been a blessing, man. Thank you for your PayPal, brother. Jerry out there in Miami doing his thing, man. Appreciate you, brother, all the time. You understand? So we're gonna get into this little thing. It's a couple of things I want to give y'all the atmosphere of how Harlem was, because there's a lot of things that that relates to today and what we're doing now and stuff like that. Let me shout it out. I hope y'all can see me a little better. I went and got me this little light that could help me when I'm doing this. So I don't know if it's too bright, too dark, but if it's cool, it's cool. You understand? Oh, Cash just hit me. Thanks, Cash. Yo, Cash, what's up? That's K_A_A_Z out there in Canada. Cash there. It's called Super Chat. So, if you want to send something through the channel, it's called Super Chat. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Cash, for doing that to me. Sending that to me. Cedric Shaw, what's up with you? You understand? Rob Davis, what's good? Yo, Cash said the lights on point too, so that's a good thing too. Kalo K, Chalo K, Grayson H, Rob Davis out of South Carolina. Jay, what's good with you? Sasquatch. You know what I'm saying? Boss Don, Mel, you're in the building out there in Queens. Franklin Lightface, what's good with you? Bullets Gotti, what's happening? Yeah, and I want to do another shout out to uh, Equate 9999. Thank you, brother, man, for sending people to the channel and respecting what I do, man. I'm giving y'all the history, man. We ain't gonna find this in the history book because they ain't gonna write our history like we write it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you the atmosphere of what Paid in Full was about and how it is and how it was. Some of the crews that was in Harlem at the time. I might go in this time about the and you heard they version of the murderous crews, Preacher and the Lynch Mob. I didn't know them like that. And what I mean, I didn't know them like that. All the stuff that they show on television, talking about they was murdering stuff like that. When they came to our block, when they came to the fish store, when they came to the game room and stuff like that, we was on 112th and 8th Avenue. Everybody always came with love. So when y'all see them as murderers and crooks and I didn't see them like that because that ain't what the energy that they gave us. You understand? That ain't the energy they gave me when I was in the same game and when I went to start slicking the family with my god brother. That ain't the energy that I ever got from anybody. You understand? And when the energy did came, we always straighten it out as gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? You always can work things out as gentlemen is how you do it and what you say. So you always, and I preach this to brother, man, because like people could have a problem, a bad day, and then you could topple that bad day by saying something wrong, and it becomes a bad situation. So we got to be conscientious of what we say and the energy and how we talk to people and what we do. I'm a firm believer of that. You know what I'm saying? I know how to talk to people as gentlemen, and I also have to know how to get nasty and greasy too. But it's a time for that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, this situation, this story is going to be about a lot of crews. It's going to be about a lot of things that were going on. D Money, what's good with you out there in St. Louis? Always in the building. Let me get a shout out to Houston because Houston been following me hard out there in Illinois, Chicago. Thank y'all out there in Chicago. Thanks to people in Detroit. I messed a lot of people up because I've been getting a lot of, like, yo, you knew KK? Yeah, KK was my man. KK was one of the dudes that gave BMF they start. You know what I'm saying? Alexander Newell, he was from the Brewster Projects out there in Detroit. He was one of the dudes that gave BMF they start. So when I post this picture on the Instagram, people say, "Oh, you used to hang out in Detroit and stuff like that." I've been in Detroit a couple times. I got family out there. You know what I mean? But my man KK was the dude out there at that time. Hector Santiago, what's good with you? Spoonie, what's happening? Miss Valerie Murray, how you doing? How's your surgery? Everything is fine? I know you had some problems. You had some operation or something like that. I'm gonna send blessings up to you, man, and hope everything get better. Dante Watkins, what's good? You understand? Yeah, it's super chat, Dante. Yo, my man Cass just told me thank you. Third Degree Burns. Yo, TV, what's good with y'all out there? I think that's a patron. I don't know. It's Third Degree Burns TV. What's up with y'all? Hope y'all good out there. D Brown, what's up? I want to give another shout out to this person. Houston Immortals was good with you. And Nieves Gardone, that's that international madam. Y'all go check out that book, man. I done told y'all enough. Y'all done seen the thing on a couple of my channels and stuff like that. You got to check out that book because it'll put you on a lot of stuff that was happening out here. All right. We got Imart Hart. What up with you? Kings of the Libra. Man, I'm a Libra too. I don't know what you talking about, king now. You the king of the Libras? Okay. All right. Okay. Now we have I want to give another shout out to Miss Virginia, Miss VA. Looking forward to seeing you pretty soon. Hear what you're talking about, see what you got to say. All right. So let me get into this the story, about Alpo. Alpo was a funny dude, man. And anybody know what I mean by funny? Yo, if you ever was around him, he hilarious. He do crazy shit. Like we could be having a birthday celebration for somebody. I would take this dude cake and bust him in the head with it. Have everybody dying. He was doing like stuff like that. He see when the crowd would be coming out, he'll get his motorcycle, come up and run across the police with his motorcycle up. He was the first one who was starting doing all the crazy shit in Harlem on the motorcycles with that. And him and Wink, Darnell and them didn't do crazy stuff, but they always that was the regulators. It was in Harlem back in that time, it was the regulators and the big shots. And there was another bike crew, my man booed them, but they were older crew, and they used to have a motorcycle club around on 110th Street. I forgot their names, but I'll get that back to you. Oh, Jakes, what's going on? Boss Don, what's happening? Brett King, Adam Stokes, Lamont Roper, Kirk the Killer. I think Kirk Donna or Donna Keller, Kirk Donna Keller. All right, Aaron Santiago. Excuse me, man, if I don't get your name right like that. Jay Leasy, what's good? How you doing? All right. So, those are the motorcycle clubs and stuff like that. So I used to do crazy shit. One time we was on 144th Street and 8th Avenue, and we was playing CeeLo. If people don't know CeeLo, like in down south, they shoot craps. You understand? 2 dice. Up here, they was using 3 dice. So we was doing the 3 dice things, and we was playing CeeLo. I think it was about 1,500 in the game right there at the time. And we was right there on the corner of 144th Street. I was just chilling. I was doing side bets and stuff like that. But some people was Alpo rolled up with a van, and we know it was Poe at the time. And the nigga jumped, opened up the van, some came close to the curb, slid the van door open, and had I think it was a AK-47. Motherfuckers. And niggas just said, shoo. I ducked behind them a door, grabbed my gun, and looked out. And then Poe said, "Ha ha!" Came out the van door because he had his little man do that shit and said, "Ha ha! Got y'all ass." And niggas was like, "Oh my man, this dude is crazy." Poe was like, "Yo, how much in the game? How much in the game?" Niggas say 1,500. He said, "I'm gonna stop that." He stopped it right then and there. And with one roll, he threw a 6, a 5, and a 4 on one roll. His first roll coming out, he had stopped the bank, and now it's $3,000 he had in his hand, and he just threw it up in the air, got back in the van and left. He used to do shit like that. So it was a lot of crews and everything that was coming up in Harlem back in the late 80s, early 90s. And I think I spoke about this on somebody's channel. That was Slick in first it was you got the Same Game, the 40 Wolves, Mecca Audio, Butt Naked, Best Out. You had the All Stars, NFL, that was Niggas for Life, CMB, Cash Money Brothers, the X-Men from 104th Street, 14th Street. You had 112th Street, 12th Street Posse, No Fear, and Slick in the Family, and the Same Game. Now, all those crews had their own blocks and everything like that. It wasn't like no gangs and stuff like that. It was just people that was coming up with their crews and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, thank you. Who's that? Jerry? I think I already said that, unless that's something again. Thank you for your Cash App, Jerry. I really appreciate that, man. I mean, your PayPal. Appreciate that, Jerry. So it was a bunch of crews coming up like that, and people was throwing parties back then. See, what happened is that I used to do the bodyguard work for Butt Naked. They front door party, because Tim Dog, who was over the Lost Boys, Tim Dog played an intricate part of giving Puff his start. Helping him learn how to do the boards. Puff was an intern at the time at Uptown Records. Tim Dog was an executive. You know what I'm saying? So he was helping him a whole lot. The people who helped Puff get up there was Eddie Up from Heavy D and the Boys. That's because Heavy took a liking to Puff and his energy. There was Tim Dog, and I think it was a dude named Chuck. What was Chuck's last name? What they used to call him? Step my mind right now. So they were giving him a lot of help and everything. So Puff was trying to make it. This was before Bad Boy was even exist. He was into, the internship, running the street, trying to do everything for Andre Harrell and them, Uptown Records. He was also doing what you call the parties, which he said was Daddy House. When he was at Howard University, he used to do these parties called Daddy's House. And Daddy's House was when these guys used to, Puff Daddy. He give a party. He called it Daddy House. So he had everybody coming out there. Let me go ahead. Oh, Jerry sent another. Come on, Jerry, man. Thanks, Jerry. I appreciate that, man. It's nothing. I can't say no more. Troy Ellis Enterprise. Thank you for your cash app too. Jerry, appreciate you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Really appreciate you. So now, Puff is, running around doing the parties. He's also doing a party at the Red Zone. And he did what you call unsigned hype. That was at a place they called The Building. I think they did some shots. If you see that they do the DJ stuff at the in Juice, I think that's where they shot it at The Building. So I'm gonna give you the atmosphere of these crews. So now Butt Naked was giving a lot of parties, and they signed was a booty ain't a booty unless it's butt naked. All right, let me look in here. A booty isn't booty unless it was butt naked. So, and they had all the bad girls. They the one who started bringing those girls, making those girls from Westchester come out their houses. Because at one time they wasn't seen in Harlem. They wasn't coming down in Harlem. Plenty pussy. What's good with you? You said Tupac saved Tim Dog one time? No, not that Tim Dog. Not the rapper Tim Dog. The rapper Tim Dog and executive Tim Dog is two different people. Picture. They two different people. The executive is the one who had the Lost Boys. You understand? He used to throw the parties with Butt Naked. Shane Hutter, what's good? All right, Shane, what's good with you? D Miller, what's happening? Boss Guy, Jay Leasy. You went to Howard? All right, brother. My fraternity was, founded at Howard. You gangster, Mike, you say Tim Dog? Yo, I don't think it's the same Tim Dog, man. Because the Tim Dog I know got two left feet. So I don't think it's the same one. The rapper may have, but not this Tim Dog. All right? So Tim used to also be an executive over at Arista. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, he said he had to leave up out of there because it was too much Vaseline and baby oil being sent to Clyde Davis' office. I don't know why, but allegedly he said, yo, I had to get up out of there, man. What's up with South Carolina, Reverend Love? What's happening with you? All right. So now a lot of these crews and everything was coming up. I think I know for sure. I seen Busta Rhymes with the leader of the New School when he's with leader of New School. They did their first thing at the unsigned hype over there at The Building before it got shut down. It was a shootout, and then they just shut it out crazy and stuff like that. So now Lil Puff was running around doing like that. So now D Ferg already did the cat for Uptown Records. You know what I'm saying? Got them started. And this before he did the thing from Bad Boy. So now Puff was coming around. He had, I don't know what happened at Howard University. It was a stampede and some kids lost their life out there at one of his parties. Again, just like City College, they lost their life and everything like that. So we didn't know this cat. We just knew he was, working at one of Andre Harrell's flunkies or whatever like that, and just doing the work as an intern at Uptown Records, But he just steady coming through, steady checking us on the block, because we used to be out there on 144th and 8th Avenue. So this one particular time, Al had ran up in there. You know, Al came through there and Puff was over there. And he was asking D Ferg, yo, what's up with that cat Puff? You know what I'm saying? And D was like, yo, man, you know, he trying to be down with the same gang, but we ain't fucking with him like that, man. So he said, why? Al said, yo, that nigga gonna get a lot of money. That nigga was doing his thing in DC. He was giving crazy parties. And D was like, yo, word? He was like, yeah, he was giving crazy. Yo, let that nigga in the same gang. D said, for real? He said, yeah, let him in. That nigga gonna get a lot of money. Al called it out like that. Puff ain't have a motherfucking dime. Tim Dog and them was paying a nigga car note, and he was living in their apartments and everything like that. So, you know, he sanctioned that shit for Puff to get down with the same gang. Because we wasn't gonna fuck with him. We didn't know him like that. And you know, anybody couldn't walk in there like that, you know what I'm saying? And plus, he was a Westchester nigga. He wasn't from around the block or nothing like that. He was coming from Westchester. So Al said, yo, let him in. That's when I told the story before. We brought him into the same gang. The young guy started roughing him up, hitting him in the head with cakes and stuff. The nigga jetted and ran down to on 8th Avenue. We on 44th Street. He ran. So 44th, 34th, that's 10 blocks. Another down to 127. He ran like 17 blocks before they caught him.